Alright everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues for the first, count 'em one, first figure review that I'm doing. Technically I guess it would be kind of like the second figure review. If you've seen the very first video, you'll have seen Robin, which would be this guy, with his defect that we'll get into after we talk about this Robin in the package, and so we'll get him out of here. Here we are, DC Universe, Young Justice, Robin. I was very excited to get this figure. Being a huge Robin fan, my name's Rob, so maybe that's kind of how that all gravitated. As I grew up, I got a lot of Batman and Robin stuff, but if people found me Robin stuff throughout the years, I always got it. So that's going to be something I'm also going to do in my reviews, is show off some of the Robin stuff that I have been collecting over the years. So I think it's fitting that my first figure review is going to be Robin, and from a very cool cartoon series that I like. So here we are. Enough rambling. First thing right out of the gate here is Mattel. I'm surprised that they are continuing to keep making their packages larger and larger per single figure. This is about the size for, actually it probably is the size for a 2-pack figure. But what makes this box a little bit bigger is the diorama that's in here. That is the length of the box, so I'm sure that determined the size of the box and everything like that. They could have very easily have done just the Robin by himself and left out a display base, but Mattel is really amping it up, in my opinion, and not only just giving us, some figures, and they could have given us just a Batarang and his bow staff, or just his bow staff, and that would have been fine. But to have, 7 weapons, the bow staff, 2 Batarangs, a grapple, the exploding discs that he uses, and his holographic wrist communicator, plus the base. I think these figures are 19. That's what I paid for it through Amazon. I've just now recently seen them in Walmarts and Targets around me, and some Toys R Us's as well. Toys R Us's? Yeah, blanked out there. How about that? Just looking at my figure. So, very happy. They seem to use the same color scheme with the DC-UC figures, with the blues and the oranges and reds, with a little starburst effect. Decent packaging, nice little window at the top here. I really liked this when I opened up the box when I got it from Amazon the first time around, and just seeing him vaulting over his display base, I just thought, oh, kind of sucked to open this up and get him out, but now that this is my replacement figure, he will stay in here as long as humanly possible until the other Robin's leg either breaks completely off or, what have you. So I'm kind of glad that I got the replacement figure and I can just have him up on my shelf and in his box and look rather nice. The rest of the box will feature, there's a Superboy as I tip it down, Superboy, Robin, and Artemis as depicted in the cartoon series. And tip it again, there's Miss Martian, Aqualad, and Kid Flash. Very cool. I like that Mattel's taking that little extra step and just went away from just the figures standing in their boxes to now posing them. I think that's really good. Although posing could have led to Robin's foot being bowed a little bit, but the world may never know. Here's the back of the package. The quick read-up on Robin. Dick Grayson was the youngest member of the Flying Graysons Trapeze Act until his mother and father were murdered. Bruce Wayne adopted the orphan child as his ward, and Dick Grayson became Robin, protege and sidekick to the Batman. I like the updated costume that they have given Robin. As you can tell here, that looks part of the age of a 13-year-old boy. But as you'll see, once you get to the figure, it looks like he's bulked up to about 22 or 23. But, hey, there you go. Collect them all. Also available, Young Justice 2-packs. And the single figures for Wave 1, I don't know if there's a Wave 2 yet. I imagine that there will be. But there is Robin, Artemis, Green Arrow's sidekick, protege, if you will, and Aqualad. And as you can see, they both also come with their own unique bases as well. I think that'd be really cool for Mattel to do, and it'd be really nice if they would have done that for all their figures. Get away from the little circle display bases and You could have had a whole Batman family and put all the rooftops together and create like a top of a police headquarters. So there you go. This is the box and the packaging. Most reviews, I would stop the camera right now and say, we'll get this figure out of the box and we'll review, but since he's already out of the box, we can just slide him out of the way and bring in Robin in his trusty display base. I have a base of my own that I'm going to try and hunt down in one of the boxes. It's a Motley Crue stage base. I thought looked really cool, and after a while I thought, it's taking up a lot of room. I've got my Kiss action figure base up, but there you go. The camera's trying to focus in here what I'm doing. We'll just drop the camera down a little bit. Pardon for the technical difficulty. So here we are. Robin. Very happy with the figure. Aside from the defect problems that I have, if you've seen the first review, I won't spend too much time going over on him, but he's got a hip socket that's slowly tearing away from his groin areas. I keep pointing to that, sorry Robin. And I've seen where his foot, you can tell his foot bows out a little bit. So that did disappoint me right off the bat. Getting this figure, waiting a couple weeks for it to arrive in the mail and opening it up and realizing it's got these problems, which then prompted me to go, I'd like to do a figure review. And then getting the replacement figure, I thought, well, now I can do a proper figure review with him in the box and yada yada, all that good stuff. In my reviews, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing the articulation. If you're like me, you probably watch a lot of different channels and subscribe to different ones. The Toy Spot, I like very much. I watch that religiously. Anytime you put anything up, I do watch it. And I think he does a very good job of going through articulation and all that type of stuff. I just hope I'm doing a decent job, as there are tons of other people doing it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time, his head turns a complete 360 degrees. And I know all the DC-UC articulation, and when there's things that are different or that I'll just point out, we'll go through. He does not turn at the waist. Does have the soft, pliable cape. But I just mainly like watching the reviews to kind of see the figures in and out of their box and kind of how they move and just kind of get a closer, there you go, closer look at the figures here. As I said, he does come with 7 weapons, which I think this may be the most that any DC-UC figure has ever come with, not to mention a great display base here. Here's the bow staff, which, if you can see it close enough, I believe is the exact same bow staff that came with this Robin, only it was silver or gray. So we'll move Tim Drake Robin out of the way. And he holds all of his accessories pretty well. The staff he holds very well. No real major issues there. He does come with 2 batarangs, and I'm trying to figure out where I've seen these. I'm sure these are probably from another Batman somewhere else. Can't quite place where I've seen these particular batarangs. Maybe some of you know. He does hold the batarangs decently. You kind of have to wedge them in his hand. He doesn't hold them flat, but does hold them. As of course, as I say that, he's not holding them rather well at all, but he does. So he has 2 of those. There you are. He comes with a grapple gun, depicted rather well from the cartoon series. Kind of looks a little bit like a cannon or some type of gun, but it is grapple gun. He comes with 2 of these exploding discs. These do not want to hold. You have to turn his hand almost completely over for him to be able to hold. My particular Robin does not want to... Hey, there he goes. He's actually kind of standing on his own. But he's got to have his legs spread very far apart, since my figure has some leg issues. But he does hold it decently. But like I said, the hand's got to be turned over. A cool accessory, if you've seen the cartoon series, Robin has a communicator that he contacts probably the Bat computer and the Justice League computer with. that pops up on his arm. Very cool. So he's able to get all his missions and can relay them to Aqualad and the rest of the team. And by far the coolest accessory is, when we Robin out of here, the base. I really wish Mattel would have gotten the idea to start doing these type of bases early. I would have gladly, obviously I paid a little bit extra for the figure. The normal figure is about $15. These are almost $20, and you're paying for this base, which is a nice hard plastic. Comes with has 3 peg holes on it. 1, 2, 3, which you can put multiple figures on. Robin can kind of straddle this. You could put Commissioner Gordon back here if you have one, and I have one from the Batman. I'm losing my train of thought. Batman Legacy, the prototype suit Batman, which will be up next here. This is a nice rubber gargoyle up here. You can kind of see it. Nice detail work on the gargoyle. Real menacing, scary looking. But it's a rubber, much like Robin's cape, only just a little bit harder. But this is very much like the cape, very pliable, and fits rather well in Robin's hand. If I get him crouched down here, so he can kind of hold on to the gargoyle quite a bit. We'll just camera up a little bit more. There we go. So this by far is one of the coolest things, coolest accessories that I have seen. I would even say to Mattel, hey, make bases for all the figures. Even sell them separately, as you would a vehicle or other type of accessories, where you could piece together maybe a whole rooftop scene here. Like I said, I'm very pleased with the overall figure. Yes, mine has some issues on it, but up next to the other Robins that I have in the DC-UC line, I think he stands very well, is in very good company. Kind of slide them out of the way again real quick. I pull him off here, slide the base out, get a closer look at the face sculpt here. Some people have said, hey Robin, where's your neck? He does have a neck. I believe it's really hidden here by the cape. Not I believe, I definitely know it is. You can see his neck through the back. Just the way this cape kind of puffs up, it does make him look like he doesn't have a neck. And some people have said he does have a little bit of a monkey face going on. Just gave him a real predominant chin. I think it's pretty accurate to the cartoon series. Like I mentioned before, they bulked him up here a little bit. Looks like he's been lifting a lot of weights for a 13-year-old. The 4-inch line figure of Robin is actually more accurate to scale. But like I said, I'm very happy. A few minor little things. Yeah, he's bulked up a little bit. But next to the rest of the DC-UC figures, he sets very well. Very happy with it. So this has been Rob here from Rob's Rogues. We'll try to put Robin back here on his base. And I hope you have enjoyed this first figure review. And please subscribe to the channel. And coming up next will be Prototype Suit Batman and Lieutenant Commissioner Gordon from the Batman Legacy line. So this has been Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off, and we will see you next time. I am out of here.